1901, amidst the waves of the Aegean Sea near the island of Antikythera, a shipwreck was discovered. Divers uncovered bronze statues, ceramics, and jewelry among the remains of an ancient vessel. But within the wreck, there was something that left historians, scientists, and archaeologists utterly astonished: a corroded, rusted lump of bronze. At first glance, it seemed insignificant, yet it would go on to rewrite human history. This was the Antikythera Mechanism, a device from the 2nd century BCE, powered by gears, designed to calculate the movements of celestial bodies. Often referred to as the computer of the ancient world, it raises a profound question: how could such technology exist 1,500 years before the modern era? Who built it? What was it used for? And why did it disappear? If you're ready, let's dive into one of history's greatest scientific mysteries. In the early 1900s, near the Greek island of Antikythera, sponge divers discovered a shipwreck lying 45 meters beneath the sea. This Roman vessel, dating back to the 1st century BCE, carried a rich cargo: marble statues, gold jewelry, glassware, and ceramics. But in 1901, among the remains of the ship, divers found a strange object: a corroded, greenish mass of bronze, embedded with wooden fragments and filled with gears. At first, no one could understand what it was. Was it a clock, a toy, or something else entirely? The object was taken to the National Archaeological Museum in Athens, where it was forgotten in a corner for years. It wasn't until the mid-20th century that scientists began to study it more closely. With the development of X-ray technology, the internal structure of the mechanism was revealed: at least 30 bronze gears, a complex arrangement, and a system covered in inscriptions. This was a machine, but a machine so advanced that no one had ever imagined such technology could exist in the ancient world. It became known as the Antikythera Mechanism, and modern science would later describe it as the computer of the ancient world. The Antikythera Mechanism is a bronze device measuring approximately 20 centimeters x 15 centimeters x 10 centimeters, housed within a wooden box. Inside, it contains at least 30 gears. Some estimates suggest as many as 37, intricately interconnected and designed with astonishing engineering precision. The device was operated by a hand crank and was used to calculate the movements of celestial bodies. But what exactly did it do? Astronomical calculations. The mechanism could calculate the positions of the Sun, the Moon, and possibly the 5 planets Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn in the sky. It displayed the phases of the Moon, eclipses, and even the retrograde motion of the planets. Calendar system. The device used a lunar solar calendar based on the 19-year Metonic cycle. This demonstrates how advanced the ancient Greeks were in their methods of measuring time. Olympic Games. Inscriptions on the mechanism indicate that it also tracked 4-year cycles, such as those of the Olympic Games. This suggests that the device served not only a scientific purpose, but also a cultural one. Inscriptions on the surface of the device. There are Greek inscriptions containing instructions similar to a user manual. These writings explain how the mechanism worked and which celestial events it could predict. The mechanism functioned like an analog computer. When the user turned the hand crank, the gears set into motion and the dials displayed the positions of celestial bodies. It was a technology rivaling the complexity of a modern clock. Yet in the 2nd century BCE, the existence of such a device was almost unimaginable. The most astonishing aspect of the Antikythera Mechanism is its technological complexity. The gears were cut with such precision that modern scientists still debate how such craftsmanship could have been possible in the ancient world. The size and alignment of the gears required extraordinary mathematical mastery. For example, one gear in the mechanism used a differential system to simulate the Moon's elliptical orbit, a technology that would not be rediscovered until the 19th century. So, who built this device? The origins of the mechanism bear the marks of the golden age of ancient Greek science. During the 3 to ND centuries BCE, centers like Alexandria and Rhodes were pioneering breakthroughs in mathematics, astronomy, and engineering. Scholars such as Hipparchus, Archimedes, and Ctesibius were experimenting with mechanical devices and astronomical models. The language and style of the inscriptions suggest a connection to the island of Rhodes. Some historians believe the mechanism was based on Hipparchus's astronomical theories. Others propose it may have been a legacy of Archimedes' mechanical genius. Its construction required not only technical knowledge, but also expensive materials and a long, meticulous process. Bronze was highly valuable in the ancient world, and cutting the gears demanded specialized tools and exceptional skill. This indicates that the mechanism was not an ordinary instrument, but one likely created for a wealthy patron, a king, or perhaps a scientific academy. The purpose of the Antikythera mechanism is still a matter of debate. Scholars suggest several possible uses. Astronomical research. The mechanism may have helped astronomers calculate eclipses, planetary movements, and calendar cycles. The ancient Greeks believed that understanding the heavens was a way to connect with the gods. Educational tool. The device might have been used as a model for students or philosophers to study astronomy. Instruments like this were common in scientific centers such as the Museum of Alexandria. Status symbol. The mechanism could have served as a prestigious object in the collection of a wealthy aristocrat or king. In the ancient world, such complex devices showcase the owner's knowledge and power. Religious and cultural use. Since it tracked the cycles of the Olympic Games, the mechanism may have been employed to plan religious festivals or cultural events. Whatever its purpose, the mechanism demonstrates just how advanced the scientific understanding of the ancient world truly was. The Greeks did not merely observe the heavens, they sought to explain them through mathematical order. The Antikythera mechanism raised more questions than it answered. Here are some of the mysteries that remain unresolved. Who built it? The exact creator of the mechanism is unknown. Was it the work of scientists from Rhodes, a workshop in Alexandria, or another center altogether? The inscriptions provide some clues, but no definitive name. Why only one? The mechanism appears to be unique. No similar technology has been found anywhere else in the ancient world. Was it merely a prototype, or were there others that have since been lost? How did it disappear? The mechanism was being transported on a Roman ship. Where was it headed? Was it intended as a gift for a noble or bound for a scientific center? If the ship had not sunk, how might this technology have changed history? Why was it forgotten? The technology of the mechanism did not reappear until the Middle Ages. Did the collapse of the ancient world lead to the loss of this knowledge? Or were there other reasons? In the 2000s, X-ray tomography and 3D modeling allowed us to better understand the inner workings of the mechanism. The movement of its gears has been simulated with modern computers, and even a fully functional replica has been built. Yet with every new discovery, even more questions arise. The Antikythera mechanism is not only a technological marvel, but also a symbol of humanity's quest for knowledge. The ancient Greeks pushed the boundaries in their effort to understand the heavens, and this device reveals their genius in mathematics, astronomy, and engineering. The mechanism is often regarded as the ancestor of modern computers, for it used a mechanical system to solve complex problems. Even Charles Babbage's 19th century difference engine and the early computers of the 20th century were built on principles that echo those of the Antikythera mechanism. The mechanism also serves as a reminder of the fragility of history. Had this device not been lost to the depths of the sea, the course of science might have unfolded very differently. The collapse of the ancient world consumed much of its knowledge, but the Antikythera mechanism stands as proof of how advanced that era truly was. Today, the corroded fragments on display at the National Archaeological Museum in Athens remain a monument to human curiosity and genius. We don't know exactly who they were or why they built it, but this mechanism tells us one thing: humanity has always pushed the limits. The mystery of Antikythera is not just the story of a device, it's our story. What other ancient secrets do you think are still waiting in the depths of the sea? Stay tuned for more history, because every shipwreck hides a new tale.